Hey guys, my name is Uliana and I'm extremely happy to welcome you at my educational channel Uliana Speaks English. Our today's video gonna be super useful in terms of improving your English knowledge level and enhancing your communication skills. Today I'm gonna give you 25 most useful and most common phrasal verbs in English which are used by native speakers on a daily basis. For that reason, if you want to speak English like a native, you should definitely be aware of them and you should know how to use them. Most of you guys probably know that phrasal verbs, also known as compound verbs, are those verbs that completely change their meaning when accompanied by an adverb or preposition. And that what basically makes it inconvenient to translate them literally. A lot of English learners face difficulties in understanding and memorizing those phrasal verbs. Therefore, the objective of my video today is to walk you through those 25 most common phrasal verbs in English and to explain you how you can use them in your everyday life. So without any further ado, let's get down to business. Phrasal verb number 1, add up. To add up means to calculate the total amount of several numbers or amounts. For example, sometimes I add up calories that I have eaten throughout the day. We can also use add up to mention that something is meaningful, logical, and makes sense. For example, her story doesn't add up. It feels like she's lying. Number 2, blow up. This phrasal verb can be used in 3 different meanings. First of all, to blow up means to explode like a bomb, for example. Secondly, someone's temper can also explode, meaning that they can become quite angry. For example, my husband can blow up when he finds out how much money I spent today. And finally, the third common meaning of blow up is to inflate or to fill something with air, for example, balloon. Can you please blow up those balloons?
The whole thing could blow up.
Number 3, to bring up. This means to nurture, to teach, or to raise a child, and it often implies care and protection from the early stages of life. For instance, their grandparents brought them up because their parents were always working. And second of all, to bring up can also mean to start talking about a particular subject. For instance, she's always bringing up her health problems. Number 4, call off. Do you remember that the words on and off are used for light switches? When off accompanies a verb, it will give that connotation of reject and turn off to the verb that precedes it. For that reason, to call off means to stop doing or stop planning something. Maria called off her wedding. She realized that she didn't love her boyfriend. Number 5, carry on. Adding on to a verb gives you a sense of continuity and permanence in time. For example, sometimes you can hear that, sorry for interrupting, carry on talking, which means continue talking. Carry on may also suggest uncontrolled childish behavior. The little boy was carrying on shouting and kicking all day long. Number 6, come across. This phrasal verb means to behave in a way that makes other people believe that you have a particular characteristic. For example, Julia came across as a bit bossy and dismissive person. It's also used when you meet someone or find something by chance. For example, I came across a word that I'd never seen before.
I was most unfortunate in my youth to come across a vomit-flavored one.
Number 7 is my favorite phrasal verb, to come up with. To come up with means to suggest or to think of some idea, plan, or maybe solution to a problem. For example, I came up with a wonderful idea for my YouTube channel. Number 8, to fall apart. This phrasal verb, unlike the previous one, can be used in situations that could be somewhat disappointing. For example, when you want to mention that something is broken. My cake fell apart when I tried to cut it. And secondly, to fall apart may also mean to lose control of your emotions and to be unable to deal with your problems. After the divorce, she fell apart. Number 9, get along. This phrasal verb can have a lot of different meanings. For example, have you ever met someone and felt this immediate connection to that person? That is the very first use of this verb. We're not together anymore, but we get along really well. The second meaning is to progress at something. How are you getting along at learning English? You can also use this phrasal verb to say in a very diplomatic and decent way that you've got to leave. For example, it was lovely to see you, but my friend has to get along. She has a class. Finally, it means that someone's getting older. My grandma is getting along. She's almost 99 years old.
Until they fall apart.
Number 10, get away. The word away often implies leaving someplace. We can use get away to say that we want to go out or flee. I can't get away from this city, or for example, the thieves managed to get away in a stolen car. In addition to that, get away can also be used in a symbolic sense, meaning to escape the consequences of something. She's always lying. I cannot understand how she can get away with it.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Number 11, get over. The word over often implies being above something. For example, when you're being supportive to a friend and you tell him, hey, get over it, everything gonna be fine. So to get over something can mean to overcome a fear or to stop worrying about something or to recover from illness. I got over my fear of flying, or for example, Jane finally got over her ex-boyfriend. Number 12, to give up. This verb means to stop doing something before you have finished, usually because it is too difficult for you. I can't find a job, nobody hires me, I'm giving up. You can also use give up when you are talking about quitting bad habits. I'm going to give up smoking next month. Number 13, go on. Do you remember that Celine Dion said, my heart will go on in Titanic? That means that my heart will continue, it won't give up. This also happens when someone is telling you something and you want to encourage them to continue talking and you tell this person, go on, go on.
My heart will go on there.
The next one is to hold on. This verb suggests clinging to or holding something for a long time. The child held on to its mother's hand.
Hold on, baby.
Number 15, look after. This is often used in hospitals and nurseries and it means to care for. The nurse looked after the patient for a month until he was better. And secondly, it can also be used in regard to children. Can you please look after my kids while I'm away? Number 16, to look forward to something. It means to feel pleased or excited about something that is going to happen, about something pleasant. For example, I'm looking forward to my summer holidays.
Okay, well, I look forward to playing with
Number 17, look up. You can use this phrasal verb to say that something is improving or getting better. For example, the global economy is finally looking up. It's also used to say that you're looking for something in a dictionary or on Google, for example. I have to look it up in my student's book. Number 18, make out. Make out isn't just kissing your partner romantically. It can also mean to see, hear, or understand someone or something with difficulty. I couldn't make out what he was saying. Number 19, to pass out. To pass out means to become suddenly unconscious because, for example, you're too hot or you're too tired and exhausted. Jane was so tired that she got home and passed out on the sofa immediately. It can also mean to give something to each member of a group. For example, the room was silent as the examination papers were passed out.
You crank it up high enough, anyone will pass out.
Number 20, pull over. The scene is often repeated in the movies when the police officer is following some suspicious vehicle and yells, pull over, which means to stop your vehicle on the side of the road. For instance, just pull over here and I'll get out and walk the rest of my way.
Pull over right now.
Number 21, put down. This phrasal verb suggests putting something or someone onto a surface. She came home, put her back down, and went upstairs. In addition to that, to put down may also mean to criticize someone, especially when some other people are present and that makes them feel really stupid and uncomfortable. She's always trying to put me down. Number 22, put off. To put off means to cancel or to postpone doing something. I'm so tired this week, so I'm going to put my shopping off until next week. Another meaning is to discourage or make you not want to do something. For example, you're putting me off my food, stop talking about insects. Number 23, put up with. There are sometimes unbearable situations in our life or people who really drive us crazy and kind of test our resilience, and you decide in these situations how far you can put up with these people or situations. That means that how far you can tolerate and resist them. The important thing here is that you don't lose your temper and you don't lose your control. For example, I will not put up with your behavior any longer. Number 24, turn up. Let's imagine that you're having a party in your house. So what you're gonna do at first, you're gonna turn up the volume, which means you're gonna make the sound louder. And secondly, to turn up means to come somewhere, to arrive somewhere, often unexpectedly. For instance, she turned up at my party and made us all feel uncomfortable. And finally, 25, watch out. We can use this phrasal verb in order to warn someone of a danger on a spot. For example, if you see that something is falling and the person is in danger, you can yell, watch out. You can also warn someone using a more elaborate sentence. Watch out in the mountains, there are a lot of bears.
Hey, watch out, jackass, come on!
In conclusion to that video, let me guys remind you one more time that most of the times you cannot interpret phrasal verbs literally. So for that reason, you have to find your way to memorize and to know how to use these phrasal verbs in your everyday life. The best way is just to practice and to try to incorporate those words in your everyday speech. So next time when you're gonna talk to a native speaker, try to use at least some of those phrasal verbs that we've learned today. By the way, as a part of your practice, you can make up a few sentences using one of those 25 phrasal verbs we've learned today and write them down under this video. Thank you for watching my video up to the very end and for supporting my YouTube channel with your likes. Subscribe to my channel, comment below, and see you soon in my next videos, which I'm really looking forward to. Bye bye.